Hi again. So, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Or, it's not really a secret, but for some people doesn't know maybe, but I've been doing this for over 30 years. And I had a huge death wish when I grew up. I didn't want to live, and that has followed me all my life until I actually tried to kill myself. That was many years ago now, and it didn't work. So, I decided there and then actually if I want to be a victim, because I might have 30 more years to live, and do I want to be a victim or do I want to start to live my life? The reason I tried to kill me, it was not the first time, but this was the most sincere that I tried to do. But anyway, it didn't work, and it has to do with my story with my ex-husband and everything like that. And the book is on every channel if you want to read it. In Swedish it's called Sex Healer, and I also have an English version called The False Healer that you can purchase from my journeywithmia.com. Anyway, the reason I mentioned that is because there is an insecurity that comes with not being good enough, not feeling that you're fitting in. I tried to be with different sort of people, and I was always the odd one, the oddball. I was the sensitive one. My mom used to say, oh, you're just like your grandma. You're the one who just cry. You're so sensitive. And yes, I was, and I still am. It's not much I can watch on TV without my tears are coming. And I think the price you pay for mediumship is sensitivity. So, but I don't cry when I work. So occasionally, but not big tears. I can get teary eyes, get emotional, but it's very rare today because it's like I'm putting myself in my own bubble. But what I was going to say is, after 30 years, I have still never ever came out from a reading or a demonstration or a course when I've been a teacher and I felt, oh, I'm good. Yeah, I was brilliant tonight, or I did a brilliant sitting, or oh, I was good as a teacher. Never ever felt that. And you might think, oh, that's sad. No, it's not sad, because for me, it has been my driving mode, so to speak, because I never felt I've been good enough. So I always try to find ways to become better in everything I'm doing. What I have learned of, because I still want to become better on whatever I'm doing, what I have learned of, even though it took me 25 years, I used to joke and say I'm a little bit retarded. It takes a long time before the penny drops here. But I think we all have to find our own way, and you can listen to advice 50,000 times and it doesn't sink in until you are in the right condition to absorb it. And I think that what I learned more than anything is that it's okay today to not be perfect. I will never be perfect, and I will always feel like I haven't done the greatest job when I'm demonstrating or the best reading. I always feel I could have got so much more. But if I punish myself over and over and over and over again, it doesn't do me good. It doesn't do my education good or anything. And I actually noticed a huge change when I started to become nice to myself. And when I started to don't be afraid of not being perfect. Because when I'm not perfect, I'm learning something all the time. And I think I work more on my personal development sometimes, or especially now, than I do on my mechanics of mediumship, which was a huge part of my life for a long time, because I wanted to have great evidence and I was really wanted to dig in there. And today I realize, yeah, I like to work with the evidence because I think it's fun. I think it is exciting, and I like to get things I never had before. But I also notice, and I've seen certain medium demonstrating with an absolutely brilliant evidence, but it's stone cold. There's no healing, there's no emotion, and I want everything. Yeah, I'm greedy, yeah. But I want the city to go through a roller coaster in a positive way. There should be emotion there, but there should be laughter, there should be happiness as well. Yeah. So, although I'm striving to get the best evidence I can every time I work, I think you should never forget the presence of the spirit, the healing that takes place when they actually feel, yeah, this is my mom who's talking through you, or this is my dad. You even move like he does when you're speaking. You even say his words. But to feel that presence, when they do that, it doesn't really matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you have good evidence or not, because they will be so touched and there is a healing taking place. But yes, of course, we need evidence. But like I said, the secret is not to be hard on yourself, to fight, but to accept, but still striving to see and experiment every time you work to see if I can get something else. And the more I can enjoy it and have fun with it, the more things I actually get and the more I learn in a totally different way compared to when I was very criticizing of myself. I was horrendous towards myself. And this is what you see more than anything in people, because it means the world to them. That's why I talked about my death wish, because when I found spirituality, I found something that I've been missing all my life. It was like coming home. Finally, I found the reason to live. And when you find that, and if you have that calling or maybe a death wish like I had, and you're finding spirituality, you are so afraid that you're not going to be good enough for this. Because you have not been good enough in anything else in your life. Not regardless to the people around you maybe, or to yourself if you're hard on yourself. So for me, I was so afraid. And that made me work so hard in a very destructive way instead of a constructive way. So everybody out there who's developing, be kind to yourself. Always look at something that you did good. Don't just focus on the mistakes. And you know what? Mistakes are never mistakes. They are just more learning. And that took me a long time before I realized. And I'm not afraid of the no's anymore. They just give me more fire to see what else am I learning here now. And that's why I find mediumship so exciting, because there's always something else I can learn. It's always something new around the corner. I love demonstrating, to be in that power, to be in that bubble, and I'm just being me. It's just an escapism from my normal life and my normal self. And I think it's my addiction. It really is my addiction. But anyway, another thing that is very, very important for you to realize is that from the beginning, you might sit in there closing your eyes, you get an exercise, oh, you're going to feel spirit come close and blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I don't mean disrespectfully, but that's how we usually start. But the danger with that is that you get trapped into that. So you want to sit there and have that security. Oh, I need to feel that it really is a grandma now before I open my mouth. And the more you develop, the more you get used to the energy. So you won't see more, you won't feel more, you won't have more pictures or hear more or anything like that. It will just be a clear knowing. So the more you develop, the less you feel. And we're losing so many students or good potential mediums when they come to that level within their development. When suddenly, oh, where's my picture? Hang on, I don't feel, I'm not sensing it that as I used to. It's not like they're not here and I'm just making it up now. Well, in that case, I've been making up a story every time I stand on the stage, every time someone comes for a reading. You have to learn to trust that energy flow, to sense that, not the pictures, not the feeling. Because in the end, you just know when you're working, you just know it. And when you can accept that and trust all the times you've been right, why would you be wrong? Yes, we do mistakes, but that's how we learn to become better. So the secret to be a good medium is to enjoy it. I'm telling you, enjoy it. And you know what? You don't have to be the best medium in the world. Who in hell can say who is the best medium in the world? That depends on the sitter. If the sitter is happy, you've been the best medium for them. And that's all you need to be. Okay? Bye.